Chief Gaba died in his sleep quietly. No shouting, no chaos, just gone. Lola heard the news that morning from the housekeeper, who spoke with carefulness, almost scared voice. At first, she couldn't believe it. Chief Gaba had always seemed untouchable, larger than life, but standing in the big hallway, smelling the polished wood and the paint scent of tobacco, she realized it was true. He was gone. After the funeral, everything fell apart. Relatives she had never met suddenly appeared, claiming a share of estates. Lawyers argued over every details of the will. Lola felt small, lost in her own home. She had lived with him, served him, benefited from him, but she realized she had no real place in this world of power and fame she has chased. She walked through the mansion one evening. Nobody to talk to. Chief Gaba's other wives and children were all living life freely with their own share of property, but Lola felt emptiness all the way. Everywhere she looked reminded her of life she thought she owned. A photo of Chief Gaba smiling with strangers, letters stacked neatly on the desk. She smells cigarettes in the study. She felt a strange ache. She had loved the idea of him, the wealth, the security, but not the man. The relatives were ruthless cousins, aunts, distant friends. They all wanted their share. Lola tried to speak up, to remind them of the years she had spent helping, but no one cared. In their eyes, she was invisible. She realized then how much she had sacrificed love, trust, and friendship for comfort and money. Lola's family were happy, but was she truly happy? She remembered Michael, the man she loved. He had waited for her, supported their shared dreams, and she had walked away. She had lied, ignored him, laughed off his letters, and now, watching strangers take everything she thought she had earned, she felt the full weight of mistakes. The estate, after a long argument and conflict between the wives, children, relatives, and friends, was later sold off. Houses, paintings, antiques were all sold. Lola watched it happen, powerless. Every sales, every signed papers reminded her that she had chose the wrong path. The security she had chased was gone, leaving only emptiness. One night, in Chief Gaba's study room, Lola found a hidden journal. She hesitated, afraid of what it might reveal, but curiosity won. Inside were his thoughts, his regrets, his joys, the loneliness he had carried, even surrounded by wealth. Reading it, Lola understood something she had ignored. Life isn't about money or control. It's about love, connection, being real, and she had missed it all. A settlement came, enough to keep her from losing everything, but it felt meaningless. Money couldn't fill the void of what she had lost. Michael, friends, trust, the simple joy of life. She walked the city streets, sometimes lost in the crowd, feeling empty. Michael's face haunted her, a painful reminder of what she had thrown away. She tried to reconnect, to call old friends, but the gesture felt hollow. People saw her wealthy, but they didn't see how empty she had become. She had become a ghost in her own life, admired for the wrong things, alone when it mattered most. Months went by, but nothing changed. Lola remembered small moments she had ignored. The laughter of friends, her ex-boyfriend's touch, the thrill of old things she loved, all gone. Every day, the mansion felt emptier. Every room reminded her of mistakes she could have avoided that can't be undone at the moment. She returned to the study again, drawn to the journal. Chief Gaba wrote about fear, mortality, and wanting to leave something meaningful behind. Lola realized then his legacy wasn't money or power. It was insight, honesty, and love, and she had ignored it all. She finally wept, not just for him, not just for Michael, but for herself. She cried for the girl she had been, the dreams she had abandoned, the love she had refused. She had made choices that seemed right, but were all wrong. She thought of Michael, imagined a life with him filled with laughter, respect, and love, but it existed only in her memories. She wanted to write to him, to say sorry, but stopped because Michael, of course, is married and living happily. Some things cannot be fixed obviously. The mansion, once a symbol of success, became a place of emptiness. Every object reminded her of lost opportunities, wrong choices, and wasted years. She understood now that she had been chasing the wrong things. Wealth, security, status, they meant nothing compared to love, truth, and real connections. One night, by the window, Lola whispered to herself, "I was wrong all along. I thought I knew what I wanted, but I was chasing shadows. I loved things, not life. I lost what mattered the most. Anyone should never make the kind of mistake I have made in life. Never throw away real connections. Never throw away real friendship. Never throw away real love." Years passed, but she carried her mistakes with her. She kept appearances, had money, but the hollow feeling never left. She had learned the hard way that some lessons come too late. Lola's reflection became her only companion. She understood the truth. Regret is not just sadness, it's a life unlived, and hers had been unlived truly. She closed her eyes, not in peace, but in the understanding that knowledge and sorrow were all she could carry. That some things she knew could never be fixed.